Has there ever been a time where you said something shitty to somebody, right? And that part probably, but that afterward, and I'm just saying this never happens because I'm sure it has happened, but overall, let's say percentage wise, you say something shitty to somebody, and then afterward, you're like, it made me feel better to hurt that person's feelings.
You know, not often, but maybe like if and probably not even make me feel better. It's like I was mad. I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah,
Maybe when I was younger, definitely like I could remember like somebody would say something to me and I would just roast them.
yeah,
Because I was just like shut the fuck up. So
yeah,
I'd
yeah,
roast them, and then I could see that their feelings were hurt, and I wouldn't care. I didn't feel happy about it, but I wouldn't care.
yeah,
And now it's like I'm quick to be like I'm sorry, I should not have said that. Like
yeah,
even if I meant it, I'll be like I meant that, but I shouldn't have said it. Or like I'm sorry that hurt your feelings, but like, but yeah, I've never like felt good after hurting somebody's feelings. If anything, I
yeah.
just didn't care.
I would say because as I think about it, the closest I could get, I think, like I'm never happy. I'm never happy to be like, you know, gotcha, bitch. I hope you cry forever, right?
Yeah.
Like there have been a couple of times where I've said stuff not on my own behalf, but like if like so let's say, because this would happen sometimes at work, where like one person is just constantly pecking at another person, not me, I'm not even involved, right? Just being a complete dick, right? And you're like, stop being a dick, stop being a dick, and they just don't want to stop, right?
Yeah.
So every once in a while, and like super rare, but like every once in a while in that situation, I might be like, well, if you weren't such a bitch, maybe they wouldn't fuck it up, or something like that, right? Like
Yeah.
obviously I've never said that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't feel good about calling that person a bitch, but like they can't keep going after that person.
No, no, that's true. And after you put it that way, then yes, I have felt good about it because I can remember one time in school,
Hmm.
homegirl Dan Anicius, she was talking to some dude, and he was like, "Well, do you speak black?" And I got livid. I went off. But I made him shut up, and he backed off with her. And like that was my homie. I'm not gonna let you just talk to my friend, especially on some shit like that.
Right.
And like when he understood that I would fuck him up if he kept, I was like, okay, good. I'm glad you understand. Like that's not okay.
Yeah.
But I felt good after that. But other than that, there hasn't been many times where I felt good after like having to
Yeah.
do anything like that.
Yeah, and I can't personally as myself, right? And even stating that in that situation, like I do, if I'm in defense of somebody, I'm more likely to get meaner, more aggressive and stuff like that because like
Yeah.
I don't protect myself, but I'll protect other people, right? Right? Like if
Mm-hmm.
somebody were to go after you, I would be on them, right?
Yeah.
Um, but like if somebody were to go after me, I'd be like, oh, I guess that's the way it
No, that's
goes.
not it.
But I can't outside of that, I can't imagine even inserting myself into in that sort of situation, right? So,
Yeah.
so to do it online, right? To have like to to like have like somebody say even something innocuous. So I'm not even saying like when somebody says something shitty online and people are like, "Hey, stop being a dick," right? Like that's one thing. But like if someone's like, "The sun's so pretty today," and they're like, "You don't fucking deserve to see the sun. I hope you die." Like, where does that come from?
Yeah. No, it's weird because not too long ago I saw a post on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it was just some animals, just in the water.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl was like, "Man, God really did something with these, like they're beautiful."
Yeah.
And some other guy was like, "God doesn't really exist, so this is all nature, blah 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 blah." And I was just like, "Why, man? Why the fuck? Like, why can't we just like literally just?" And everybody just started going in and like, "Shut the fuck up, John. Leave her alone, John," and stuff. And I was like, "I get it. Like, like, maybe he doesn't, but we don't pop people's bubbles like that.
Yeah.
Just
So
let them live."
there's this thing like Twitter's so interesting. It's like it's an awful place, but it's also like a really cool place, and I kind of enjoy watching people interact. In fact, I did some screenshots. I'll bring up in a second, um, but oh fuck, what was I saying? Oh, like one of the ways that you could do, like sometimes I have something kind of like shitty or snide to say, right? You screenshot it, right? And you post it on your own separate thing,
Uh-huh.
right? Like that's a common Twitter thing, right? Where you're not trying to engage with that person, you're not trying to get other people to engage with that person,
Hmm.
but
So
like
you,
you disagree with them,
yeah,
right? You screenshot it.
with a caption of like, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I did that, and I wasn't disagreeing. I I follow William Shatner, and he gets on fights with like everybody on Twitter. Right? It's just like
Hmm.
constant troll central, basically, and then something about a charity, and then back to troll central. It's the weird. I don't know why I still follow him, except I'm just fascinated by it because I love William Shatner, and so he had posted like some lady was talking about how it's weird that like dogs can drink puddle water and they're fine, but if a human were to do it, they'd get really sick.
Mm.
And he was like, well, when you've been drinking it, like since you were a baby or something like, or since a puppy, like it, you know, you get used to it or something like that.
Hmm.
And I didn't want to chance him seeing me reply to this because I wasn't I wasn't saying he said anything wrong. I just thought this was funny.
Hmm.
Screenshotted it, posted it, said I too support making babies drink puddle water. Right? But again, I'm not trying to get in a fight with William Shatner.
Yeah.
I understood what he was saying. I just thought it was funny to like take it out
Put it
just a
that
little
way. It's
bit
like take
and
it
be
out of
like,
context. Yeah, yeah,
but I
yeah.
didn't like again. I didn't want to get in a fight with William Shatner.
And that's the kind of thing. Is like you post anything that could like that somebody could just agree with. Like, just if you say that and then the wrong person sees it, that's gonna be the person that will go comment and try to call you out. And it's like, yo, that was for a laugh. Like it's not that serious. And I don't think most people are gonna read my tweet and be like, you know what? I'm gonna give my baby some puddle water. Like nobody's gonna do that. Like, chill.
Yeah, when there's this tweet, um, I get it stuck in my head a lot. It was posted in like July or May or something. It was posted back in the summer, and it was like, hold on, I'm gonna find it so I can read it because I'm gonna read some of the comments. This is but while I'm looking that up, I'll tell you the other thing I saw today. Apparently, sheep will just like especially if they're fat or
Yeah.
pregnant. You saw that?
I saw, yeah, because you retweeted it, right? It was you said
Yes.
I'm something by this idea, but yeah, like they were like the sheep would just get eaten by hawks alive or some shit.
Yeah, like if they don't get rolled, if they don't get pushed back up, like birds will eat them alive, right?
Yeah,
And that's the thing about birds is birds will do that, right? Like not all birds, not all
yeah.
birds. Hashtag not all birds, but birds will eat things even if they're still alive, right? They'll poke it, they'll peck out eyes and stuff like that. Like it's a thing. It's not
Yeah.
cool. I'm not in support of it, but it's a part of nature.
Hmm.
So in that thread, because I was reading about this, it's like it's a. Did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw the video. I saw
Right,
the
like
video.
that sheep just seems like it is apparently not okay, but it seems like it's super chill and happy, right?
Yeah.
And can you imagine just being like super chill and happy, and then something starts pecking your intestines out, right? Like
No.
it's a horror movie. So I was like obsessed with it, and I was reading about all these other sheep people talking about like that's not the right way to pick up a sheep, like this is how you want to do it, and all this other stuff. And anyway, there's this. So that was fine. It was interesting, but there is this random account. All right, and these are like shepherds or people who have like sheep that live nearby,
Hmm.
right? And there was this random account that was like birds only eat dead animals, but blah 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 blah, right? And some people were like, it's horrifying when they start eating your sheep alive, right? And like talking about how they have some sheep who have no eyes because
Oh,
birds ate
God.
them, right? And he like keeps getting on there to like correct people about like no, birds only eat dead things, but that's cool, right? So then this other shepherd gets on and is or like into the thread and is like, hey, they do sometimes eat things that are alive. It's it's not a fun sight to see or whatever. And he's like, I've never seen it. And so then like I was like, okay, right. And so anyway, more people talking about their sheep situation. He's like, no, I've never seen it. I've never seen it, right? And
Yeah.
so one lady was like, it's real. I've seen it. I just never thought to take a picture of it before. But if I get the opportunity, I'll do that or something like that.
Right.
The thing is, so like I understand how birds work. Again, hashtag not all birds, but some birds do, right? That's why, like, that stuff happens in horror movies. It's not based completely out of just like, what
Right.
if one day a bird freaked out, right? I mean, the Birds movie is, but
Nobody came up with that idea. I got a perfect birds eating
like
lions.
they can be aggressive, right? Have you like people get attacked by actual seagulls? People get attacked
Yeah.
by actual geese, and they're not dead. They're just walking by.
Yeah.
And but like if 50 people were telling me that something was the case, right?
Yeah.
I would at least take it upon myself to be like, Google, help me out here.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can Google that. I'm not gonna Google it because I don't want to see it. I know it's a thing.
There's gonna be somebody out there with a video. You know,
Yeah.
there's probably thousands
Like,
of videos.
Look into it, dumbass.
Yeah. And it's like, you know, sometimes I can't tell if people want to do it for the jokes or they don't want to be wrong.
Right. Well, and
And I
that's
feel
just
like
it.
a lot
Because
of
like
people don't want to be wrong.
I posted a tweet a while back that's if you don't think you're being trolled, you're 100% being trolled. Right? Because
Yeah.
like a lot of people, especially on political Twitter, are getting trolled so easy. Right? And it's really weird to see. But so like I try to assume that everyone's trolling at all times. Right?
Yeah.
It felt, and maybe I'm wrong, it was a bird icon and everything. Right? It wasn't like, like it didn't seem like a fake account. It didn't seem like it was like a thing that they just go around, and it's such a niche area anyway,
Yeah.
that they don't go around to just find where people are talking about birds eating people alive and being like, ho ho ho, that's bad PR.
Right.
They also weren't like full out calling people wrong of like, you're a fucking liar, a bird would never do that, like not that kind of thing, right? So it didn't seem like, and maybe I'm wrong, but because they weren't replying to just like everybody, it was just like a conversation that they kind of got into.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't, maybe it was a troll situation, but it didn't feel like it. It just felt like somebody was like, I don't think a bird would do that, dummy. Like,
Yeah, like honestly, like, I have a parakeet and my bird would never do that. It's just like taking their one experience with a bird and then be like, no,
yeah.
no way.
Like, I like the idea of the parakeet. They're like, I don't even see how a parakeet could eat a sheep. Like,
Right. That's just not, it doesn't make sense. That's probably, I mean, I hope it's something like that and it's just like, oh, okay, you're just, sheltered,
yeah,
I guess.
exactly.
But,
and to the credit of the other the shepherds and stuff, like nobody was being like, "Hey, dumb fuck, it happens all the time." Like they were just like, "No, that they were gentle with the person." Yeah.
Yeah, and people are, I don't know. I wouldn't know what to think of that. Maybe it's trolling. Maybe, I don't know.
I like watching people interact. Okay, so here's this tweet. I think about this tweet all the time. It was posted actually September 17th, 2020 by at the Patrick Walsh. And I retweeted it when it happened, and then like it got stuck in my head, and I retweeted that it got stuck in my head. The tweet is, and it's a joke. Remember when Ringo Starr sang, "I watched the news today, oh boy"? Imagine what old Ringo would say if he were alive to see today's news. Oh boy is right. LOL. Right? And it's such a fucking stupid tweet, and I think that's why it got stuck in my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, a bunch of people decided to correct him.
Oh, Lord.
Right? So that's not the way the line goes. Ringo didn't sing it. Ringo is alive. People are correcting the way he spelled Ringo's name wrong.
Oh my God.
Another person, I don't get it. Ringo sang neither reference song, nor is he dead. What am I missing here?
The joke.
Exactly.
You're missing the joke.
It was just like, it's like I read the news today. Oh boy, like it was just like all these people. He's not dead. Just like.
That's why I see. Yeah, I don't get that. It's like, I don't know. That's weird. It's weird. People are weird. I feel like if they know anything about anything, just a little bit,
Yeah.
and then somebody says something that's like, "Oh, I know about this because I know." It's like, so this is wrong. It's just quick to be like, "You're wrong," because I know about this, and it's like, "Oh, I was just making a joke. I wasn't trying to be right or wrong. It was just." I thought it was funny.
But that one specifically, I think, based on what, because I see what you're saying, and I agree 100%. But in this one, the only way to get the joke is to know that all of that's wrong.
Yeah, like you know it's wrong, right? You know it's wrong. So try looking at it like it's not,
Right,
and
because
just
like, because if you don't know anything about the Beatles, if you don't know that song, if you don't know that what the Imagine reference is, right?
mm-hmm.
It just sounds like a genuine thing, right? Like, okay, that sounds like a
Yeah.
oh golly gee, right?
It's like,
Which
oh,
is a
the world, the news today is kind of shit. It's
yeah,
like,
right.
I
But
wonder what else happened today. What am I missing?
if you know it's all wrong on top of that, like it's like this really weird, like
Yeah,
I love
like
it so much,
you
and
have
people
to,
are just like, no, fuck you, you're wrong.
yeah. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like you know enough that it's wrong, but why don't you try looking at it differently?
Right.
Like, I'm sure the person who tweeted it knows that it's wrong. Like,
Right.
how do you not see the joke? Like, I think that's the thing. People want to have something to be mad about. Yeah.
Which so for me, I'm on Twitter sometimes. I've been on Twitter more now that I don't have Instagram because I don't know what to do with my phone basically.
Yeah.
So I will admit I've been on it more. I'll wean off of it after I get like a new like flow down. But as it is, I'm just so used to opening Instagram and like talking to people.
Yeah.
And now I don't have anyone to talk to, so I'm just like, oh, look at these people fighting, I guess. Um,
Yeah.
but, um, but like every once in a while, I'll be on Twitter and I'll see some like people post bullshit, right? Like people post things intentionally to get people upset, to get engagement, right? To get more engagement. Like that's the game, right? Is getting as many
Yeah.
people to see you as possible, right? And so people say some of the stupidest, dumbest bullshit. And every once in a while, I don't reply, but every once in a while, I get so fucking close, dude. Like, because
Yeah.
sometimes I'll see the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. And it's like, what is wrong with you? Right? And for like half a second, I'm like, this person needs to know that they're wrong. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, what is wrong with me? What happened there?
Yeah.
Right? And it's rare. Like it doesn't happen every day. It doesn't happen every week. It probably doesn't happen every month. But I don't know. But it definitely doesn't happen. More than once a month.
Yeah.
And what I do is I close out of the app and I find something else to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
But
I can't
people
focus
make like
on this right now.
a hobby out of just getting upset and fighting with people.
It's weird. It's yeah. I don't see the point. Because again, like I don't care about this person. Like people are gonna say what they want to say for
Yeah.
whatever reason, and I don't have the energy to like. I don't want to use any energy to get mad over other
Right.
people like that.
And I don't know the cause of it, but like I said, I mean, I don't. It doesn't happen very often, and maybe it is out of boredom, because like I don't get bored very often, but sometimes when I'm spending too much time on Twitter, it's because I'm avoiding like doing other stuff, and so maybe I don't have anything better to do.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why those times I'm like, this is important.
Right. Let me handle this real quick. Yeah. I feel that. I feel like I watched a couple podcasts and they're up there and they talk about how like when they do reply to those negative tweets or whatever,
Hmm.
it's always just like I was just sitting on the toilet, I had a couple minutes, I saw that and I was like, I'm gonna just go ahead and reply, but I'm never going through my comments looking for that person trying to argue back. It was just like I had the time of the day.
Yeah.
You don't care. I'm gonna
Yeah.
shut you up real quick, but yeah, I feel like if anything, I'd be bad. It's like, yeah, I don't really care, but I got 2 minutes to hurt your feelings. But that'd be it.
Well, for me, my like my proudest thing, like the thing that I think I hold on to keep my sanity on that site is that I'm proud of the fact that I've never gotten in a fight with anyone on Twitter. Right?
I don't think I ever have either.
And you probably haven't. I think you'd probably remember.
Yeah, no, I definitely haven't. I haven't, no, not once.
But and so like and it's I mean it's a stupid goal, but it's something that I strive for, right? I don't want to fall into that trap. Um and it is a trap. There's I can't imagine a situation where I can improve anyone's life or the world in any way by getting in a fight with a weirdo, right? I
Yeah.
don't see how it's going to help anybody. It might be entertaining, I guess,
Yeah.
but
Maybe you're
overall,
backing somebody else up on their like, they're like, no. Like maybe two other people arguing, and you're like, and you back up somebody else because you know
maybe.
something about
But
whatever
like,
they're arguing
let's
about.
say you get in a fight with somebody on Twitter, right? And then I'm like, I'd probably be like, dude, just block them.
Yeah. Because also, like, why the fuck would I? Why am I arguing with somebody on Twitter? You know, it's not worth it. You know,
Yeah.
there's nothing that important that I think somebody could say or I could say that is worth arguing over on Twitter.
Yeah.
So yeah, nope. I take back my last thing. Not worth backing people up either.
Yeah.